Hi and welcome back. Let's do a hat together this time. All right, I'm putting myself out here. This is a bag I got from Nancy, and I've been keeping it close by me because I really like this bag. And so I've been doing a lot of hats with it, so that way I don't, like, if you put a project in a bag that's a long-term project, you don't get to see that bag that often. But this one, I've been keeping hats in. So in here are the tools that you're going to need to do this hat with me. If you decide to, you don't have to. It's just a vlog. There will be instructions along as we go of what I'm doing, but you could do it whatever way. And I'm going to do this one along with my Bulk It Up live make along that we're doing on the live. So we're using buttercream angel hair this time with lots of halo. And this is going to be a hat for Felicity, my granddaughter, for her birthday. So it is 110 yards of a bulky 5. And I haven't even opened the skein yet, so we'll have to see if we can yank out the end from somewhere in here. I know that there is a lot of yarn barf on these in the past, but it's not hard. It doesn't seem to get tangled up on itself in the skein very much. So I'm just going to set this over here. See if I can scooch the end out here, and then we'll talk about the rest of the tools. So if you've been creating with Christi with me, you will see that I crochet and I talk and vlog with everyone, and I don't do all of the rows on the video, but the rest of the stuff in the bag is some of the other goodies that I'm going to be using to make this hat with. And these are a set of US 10 6mm. They are a Knit Picks. It is a 16-inch circular needle, and it has a short needle. So these are fixed, but I like the shorter one. And it tends to give you more room to move the stitches around on your needle. So then I also grabbed one of these pink pom-poms, and this one has the removable button on it, snap button on it, so that way you can take it off and wash the hat afterwards. So this is my idea of what I'm going to do with this hat, as far as many other videos and patterns that I have tried. So what I'm going to do is wrap the yarn around the needle about 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then that length is about 10 stitches. So we'll do 10, wrap it, or go back on itself,
4 times, which is about 40. And then one more time just to make sure we have enough. And then I'm just going to do the long tail cast on, how I was taught to do it. And I'm going to cast down 48 stitches that way. And this is going to be quite bulky of a hat. So you're going to get a winter, I think it's a winter-like look to it. I can never keep my hand the same space. Like I can't keep my hand this way and keep it that way. It just hurts my hand, so I have to drop at 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. Okay, so now I have the 48 stitches that I planned. And if you lay it down and just push your stitches toward the inside, they will lay flat and they will not be twisted. This is quite easy with the bulky yarn. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trim the extra edge down to about 6 inches. Then I am going to carefully place a stitch marker. Any stitch marker will do. I don't know if this one's big enough. Yes, it is. This is one that Deb Murray made for me. It is one with a letter. It doesn't matter if I have a letter on this one, but I want to use the butterfly one this time, so I'm going to place the stitch marker there. I'm going to begin to start in the round, and I'm going to knit 1, purl 1 for the brim, and I'm going to use the method that I was taught to do. So I take both of the tails, and the very first one gets knit together with both of the tails. Then you drop that one in the back, and then you will continue on your circle, your first round. So this is how I do my pearls. A lot of people have tried to teach me to do it a different way, and I'm not going to be able to. I'm going to have to do it this way. So that is how I have been taught. And the first row is always the clumsiest because you're a little tight, a little loose, your cast on edge, your cast on stitches. And the way that I have to hold it for the video also is kind of clumsy. But I catch the yarn down on my pinky and I just let it sit there. And when I'm ready, I just bring it to the front of my work and knit or purl that stitch. That's all. And this knit one, purl one is going to be a little bit time consuming this way. But, you know, that's the process of approximately 6 rows, about 2 inches, I would guess. And just keep going. And the other thing too is if you lay it down and you don't know where you are, you see how that thread is coming from the back of the stitch? That means I knit that stitch. So I know automatically the next one is going to be a purl. And if you purl that one, you see how the yarn comes to this side. That means that is a purl. So yeah, there was a couple of little tricks that I have learned to figure out where I am. And this is how I learned to do what I'm doing. And I think that it's working out for me. Coffee today is regular Folgers, and we have a creamer that is one of my favorites, peppermint mocha, and I just love it. So what my plan is to spend a little bit of time talking while I knit with you, and then turn the video off, and as each section comes along, I will put the video back on, talk a little more until I have vlogged this entire hat, and then I'll upload it. But at least I have it started. And I did get some mail last night that I wanted to share. The mail that I got was a book from Willow Yarns. And, you know, it's funny because Willow Yarns has always had a code, or if you spent $60, that you could get free shipping. And I was looking at the back of the book and I'm thinking, wait a minute. They have a special code from now until, I think it's December 15th. Let me check it real quick. It says, yes, December 15th, they have a code. If you spend $35, which is a lot less than normal, you can use WJF Ship 21 and get it shipped for free until December 15th, 2021. So I was like, oh, now I don't know what I want to order, but I think I should order something, because how fun is that to get free shipping on a lot less than you know, would normally get from them. Yes, so as you're coming around to your beginning again, your stitch marker is marking the beginning of the round, because unlike the crochet method, we can see, a lot of times we chain one or chain something on a row, not always. Sometimes we just keep going in the round, and then you want a stitch marker in there to definitely mark your round. Now with this, I can not tell very easily what row is what without the stitch marker there. So in the meantime, you're going to come up on it, and you should, if you did 48 or an even number, you should end with a purl stitch, which is right now. And just to make sure, you can give it a little tug to make sure that that stays tight, and then slip your marker and don't let it catch anything, and then go down and look at your first stitch of your next row, and it'll have 2 loops here. And so what you'll do is you go through both and don't catch that, and that'll turn into 1 loop now. So your second row is started, and you're going to go on to purl the next stitch. And then I was also going to let you see this. I just did the first knit and the first purl stitch of the second row of ribbing, and if you look at my stitches, this one is a knit and it has a V. This one is a purl and it has a line across. This one is a knit and has a V. This one is a purl with a line across. So now you want to just continue on doing what you see. If you set your work down, you could possibly look and see where you are by looking at the stitch that is presented to you. If not, you could use this method where the front, this feed yarn is coming out this side, and then you know your next one is a knit. So that's a couple of little hints to the new knitters. Not that I'm a teacher, but this is my findings as I have been learning to the fact that there were a couple of things that were really like baffling me at the beginning of my knitting, and I'm like, how do I know? How am I going to know what this is or that is? Or you know, oh my gosh, I was writing everything down and it was just maddening. Then when I started realizing that all these little hints you had to learn, either someone telling you or from trial and error, I thought, oh my gosh, I should definitely share those ideas, or those, you know, those secrets or whatever. They're not really secrets, but they are things that the seasoned people forget, that maybe they... All right, so that is this halfway through the ribbing, second row of ribbing already. What have I been doing on my day off? Well, I'll tell you. I did a vlog about, or you know, not about, but I did a vlog of creating the squares and assembling that blanket, and that is part number 3. It is up already. And while I was doing that and doing some squares, I was watching a couple of podcasters, trying to catch up on some. And so, you know, I thought, well, I should mention it on some of my vlogs, who I watch and who I, you know, always watch. And that way, maybe you didn't hear of them. So it's kind of like a shout out video, in a way. And you know, I have mentioned Kay at the Crazy Sock Lady many times, because I learned some of her techniques on how to knit socks, and I am putting them to good use. I've been working on a knit sock, and I'm gonna continue to learn about knitting socks, and I will just keep plugging away at it. Every now and then I pick it up, do a couple rows. I just haven't brought it out and showed it because I'm not a huge knitter, but I'm definitely learning. And I also, oh, and you know what? Kay has some secret giveaways in her videos. I don't know if you know that, but she does the same thing I do. She hides her giveaways to be able to have the people that are always watching be the ones that win her giveaways. Though that's always nice. And then I also caught a video from Jane at Scraptastic Yarns, and that's because she was opening up a knit crate. So I thought, you know what, I haven't got knit crate anymore, might as well go check out Jane's video. So I did that, and she had some shout outs on hers. That was fun. Who else did I watch? Oh, I watched Jeannie on the Hook Crochet. Yep, I watched her. She has them too. She has hit 11,000 subscribers. Holy cats is right. Yep, you guessed it. I watched Summer at Summer's Tips and Stitches. I watch her. She changing her room around. She's doing a vlog today too. I believe that was this morning. She put it up. So there, we have 2 rows of the brim done already. And look how quickly the what I'm trying to say here is how quickly it is, it's working up. This hat is going to be very quick, and already the needles have softened their memory, and I am not feeling it pulling on me anymore, because the first row it was a little bit pulling, and it was bugging me. So now it's not. It's just a sliding in and out of this beautiful bulky yarn. I don't have any problem with it at all. So, okay, who else did I watch? I usually watch Heather at the Crochet Witch channel. I watched her. I also watched the Crochet Nurse open up her Mary Maxim crochet club. I watched that. Who else? Oh yeah, Crochet Witch did her knit crate too. Let me see. I watched Carrie Penny at Happy Crafty Homemaker. I love her. She gave me a little plug the other day too. I saw that, Carrie. Thank you. Oh, I love this coffee. Stephanie's Yarn Escape. I was behind on my friend's video, and I was like, whoops. See what I just did? I just did a goof. I'm going to have to take that off and change that to a purl stitch. And we'll go right on. Okay, I did that back. What I did was I took that and tinked it back one and then redid that. All right. Okay, who else? I think that's everybody that I watched. I did work on my other bulky item. It is an old whip. It's a baby blanket, and it's done in a bulky 5. And I thought, you know what, this is perfect timing to bring that out and work on that for the bulk it up. So I sat and did a couple rows while watching TV with my husband. And I will probably bring that on. Yes, I will. I'll bring it on Sundays live, because all the make-along items that I'm going to be doing for Bulk It Up will be brought on Sundays live. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I usually have a challenge, and this one is using Bulky 5 yarn. You have all of November just about to do that, and it's any pattern as long as you use Bulky 5. And that's why I'm doing this hat video, because I'm making a bulky hat for my granddaughter for her birthday, and I thought I would do a vlog. Let's see what else. I'm making a sweater out of Bulky 5, and that is out of Loops and Threads Charisma, and the pattern is linked in the last live video. It is from Yarnspirations, and it is also a knitted pattern. So that is coming along. I didn't work on it the last couple days, but I will be picking it up here probably as soon as I get this hat done. I will go back to that sweater, because I want to get this hat done, because it is got to be given to her in a couple days. Her birthday's coming up this weekend, or this week. What else? I got an Outlander shawl that I'm doing a row here, row there, and I haven't brought that one on the show in a few days, but that's okay. It's all right. It's not one that I need to finish up right away, but I am trying to get some progress on it. So, all right, I have done 3 rows, and I'm going to set this down and come back after I have finished the brim part. I'll be back in a minute. Well, I'm back, and I did 6 rows, and if you look at your stitches, you can see that there is, on your knit and on your purl, both, there's a leg, and you can count how many rows that you did by counting these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the first one is 6. So I did 6 rows, and I'm sorry I am not in frame as much as I thought I was. So that is going to be as far as I think I'm going to go with the brim. It is about a little more than, it's like 1.5 inches, and being this child is going to be 1 year old, I think that's plenty. So I am back to the beginning where my stitch marker is, and my tail. If you don't want to use a stitch marker, or if you drop your stitch marker, you could keep your tail, don't weave it in, and that'll mark the beginning of your round. So I'm going to go ahead and start knitting every round now. So that way the body of my hat will be all knit. So I'm just going to continue to knit every single stitch now. And I didn't have lunch in between videos or taping. And so I'm thinking that I'll do the body of the hat, have some lunch, and then come back when I have the body done, which will, I'm thinking about 6 inches. 6 to 7 inches. I'm going to try the hat on Olivia, which is my baby doll. And she, like, once you have got, you know, your needles will be up at the top of your hat. So once you've got 6 inches done, you can slide the hat down onto a baby doll and get an idea of how long it is, how the height of the hat is. And then that way you can try and measure for the size of a child. You can't always do it with everything else, but you know, other people, if you're making it for a specific person. But that is what I'm going to try and do today, and do the body approximately 6 inches. So hopefully you're enjoying this, and I will be excited to see who does this hat with me and posts it in the Bulk It Up. That is, you know, like something that I am looking forward to. And then I'm also going to finish the hat off on video when I get to the other side of the body. And as you can see, this this halo is really showing, but the other thing too that I want to say is this is the softest material. Oh my goodness, this hat's going to be so soft. And 48 stitches does not take you very long to get around. So I'm really excited that I might be able to do this hat in one day. I think I'm going to be able to. So maybe by this afternoon, I might be able to upload this video all in one day. Wouldn't that be awesome? Oh my gosh. But yeah, I'm sorry about not being in frame. I am trial and erroring this. I will get better as I go. But already on row number 2. Yeah. I'm not quite sure how many rows that it will end up being. However, if 6 rows is 1.5, or 6 rows is 1.5 inches, that we can go by that, I guess, and figure 6 inches is going to be about 36 rows. But we'll probably end up with 40 rows, just because. Total from the beginning, so we've already done 7. So we only have like 30 rows, about 32 rows left to do. And as you can see, these needles are just flying. I'm not trying to go fast. I'm just enjoying the make. All right, I will be back when I have more rows to show you. And the body of the hat. Talk to you in a minute. Well, hello there. I'm back, and I have now 6 inches of knit. Yes, it's actually 6.5. And I'm going to do the rest of the hat with everybody else. And that used about half of this. There is a big gaping hole in here. So I'm going to put that over there away from here so we can hopefully do this in view. Now, sometimes a lot of patterns have you decrease the top of the hat down. I am going to do that, but I'm going to do it my own way. So at this point, I'm going to take this stitch marker off and I'm going to replace it with a cap. And then I'm going to take some DPNs, and these are size 7, so they are 1/2 size smaller, but that doesn't matter as far as I'm concerned. It's good because you're decreasing anyway, so it's fine if the stitches go a little bit smaller. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start decreasing, which is knitting 2 together on the DPN. And if you go from 48 to 24, you should do about 12 and then pick up another DPN. Whoops. Yep, that was right. So that is my plan. And I cannot get those to fly the same way. It is a little turning away from your work. So far we have 7 of them done. This is number 8. Number 9. Number 10. Number 11. Yeah, I went too far down on here. I'm going to come back up. And the last one, number 12. Now we can turn it. And it doesn't matter whether the cap stays on now because we have them over there. Pick up another DPN and I'm going to do 12 more 2 togethers. Now it doesn't want to pull so bad, so it's a lot easier. Trying to get through all of the halo and everything. And see, that one kind of pulled, so I'm going to kind of catch that a little different. Okay. Two more. And just don't pull too hard on anything. Just leave it together at the top like that. You no longer need your circular. I don't know why I get so frogged up. I don't know. But anyway, so now those two keep them close together. So that way you won't be pulling your seam when you go to the next DPN. Just lay them right together and continue on decreasing. Now you're going to have 6 stitches on each side. Yeah, just a little bit long, a lot of pull on this one. I want to make sure I get all of the yarn in there. The two together are kind of tight when you're doing that. Now, if you do what I just did, quick, take your stitch off, drop that halo off of there and put it back on, and then just lay it flat. And then we're going to do the last side. And these are quite tight, but it'll be all right. And if you catch anything else, just start again, because I just did. I don't want to catch all that other goodies in there. I just want to get the stitches. As soon as you bring it up, you can tell if you've got something else. You can feel it. Pull. It doesn't slide off easy. And then, yep. Then you can just, like I said before, if you grab more than you want, that right there is a little bit more than I wanted. Just drop it off. Go back and get that. Last two. That one. Well, what did I do? What did I do? Did I drop one? Oh, it looks like I might have. When I turned it, did I drop one off? I don't see it. Well, I'm not going to worry about it. All right. Not going to worry about it. Don't get all upset. I will see in a minute if I dropped one off. I don't remember seeing it, but I should have 6 and I do. Yeah, but I should have, yeah, I must have dropped one, but that's okay. It's all right. That's what this vlog is all about. You watching me do exactly mistakes and all, right? Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to draw this up to leave us a tail and cut it. And then we're going to get, I didn't bring it. I'm going to have to go get it. Hang on. Okay, I went out in the other room to get my needles because I needed one of these bigger tapestry needles and I didn't have them in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to thread this and then put it through and take the stitches off of the needles. So I'm going to go ahead and go through 2 and just push them off on both sides. And then when we go around the second time, I will check to see if I dropped a stitch. And if I did, I will catch it on the pass through. And I think there's a possibility that we did, but let's see. Take and pull it up here and go through again. And gradually pull it a little tighter each time. Now that one is quite tight, but I'm going to go through it anyway. And do we have a stitch here that we missed? Let's see. Maybe. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that one just in case. We don't want anything unraveling, right? Go back through here. Back through here. And then we should be about halfway. I'm going to go down here and grab one just in case. You don't have to do that. I just want to make sure that I didn't miss one. Okay, this is the last couple on this side. And how I know is because this is where our tail is. So now you can go ahead and cinch it the rest of the way. I usually keep my finger in there as this cinches come up. That way, usually you get a star if you are slow with it. And that way, it's a flat star on top. And then I usually go down through the top and then turn it inside out and just very carefully grab a loop over here and then go back across, but don't do it too tight. You don't want to screw up your star on top. And then come over to another side and then cross again. You can check your star and make sure you didn't mess it up. It's not too, see, there's a cross right there, but it's not too bad. But I am going to put a pom-pom on mine, so it's more going to be covered anyway. Where if you're more careful, you'd get a nice star out of there. But if you do that and gather the top like that, you want to make sure it's long enough before you go and do that, because it will gather it up and it will shorten your hat a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and go back and forth through here a couple times, and then I'm going to leave just a little poof at the end, and I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to worry about that end because it's inside. Then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to weave it in. So I hope all of you had a wonderful day. I know I did. I had a great day. Loved being home today. I'm going to make sure I close that little bit of a gap there. I'm going to go back through one more time. Then I'm going to go back through there and look at it. That's perfect. And then I'm going to do every leg up one of the sides. And when you do that, lay it flat and very slowly pull it through and try there. And try to make sure it lays flat. And I'm going to turn and go on the other side of the leg of the knit stitches and grab every one of them again. Don't go all the way down this time. Stop to one shy of that and cut it. And that usually hides it very well. Now I'm going to put on the pom-pom. So I got the pink pom-pom with the button snap. And as you can see, the way that you have to sew it on is with the bump up so that it, okay, so I already threaded a needle and it's pink thread. And I'm gonna come up through underneath first. Find the hole. Put your finger there, and I'm going to knot the thread inside first. Anchor it. And the reason for that is because trying to hold this and then find your hole and hanging on to your button all at the same time it's not as easy to do it that way. So I find that if you start with it already anchored, and then your first attempt of anchoring that and centering it is a little easier. And I usually do is I go around this way, because you're not going to see it anyway, and then continue staying on top of the hat and never go back down until you're done. And just put one or two stitches in each hole. And when you go to the next one, you go down and across and underneath. That's how I do it. I mean, there's a million ways you could sew this on, but ooh, and then you poke yourself. Don't forget to do that. That's a must. Yeah, there's not a project I have done that hasn't maimed me in some way, shape, or form, right? Okay, and then we're going to go over here to the last two. Finish it up. Yes, one last one. Love it. I love that I did this on my day off and I have it all done. It's great. And boy, do I like these hats in this yarn. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's the last one. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the back of my work again and knot it in the back. Down so that it just knots back here. All right. Beautiful hat for Felicity's birthday. And Grandpa is going to the party, I believe, on Saturday. Can take it with them. All right. And I'll just pop that pom-pom on there, and voila! Oh my goodness. See the little baby hat. Is it all in frame? I don't think it is. Yeah. All right. So that stretches that much. And if you want to measure that, you're talking 16 inches without being stretched. And it will go out. But it is so soft and cuddly. So I am happy with it. I hope you had fun making this hat with me. And I guess this video is done and I can upload it now. So take a moment out of each day and be creative, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.